Good afternoon, everybody. We are live here at the Newman Gymnasium for Senior Days. We're going to match up between two teams who are vying for conference dominance as the playoffs are right around the corner, and two teams who can really do it all. Today we got the Beavers of Farmington and your Eagles of Husson University. Hello, everybody. I'm Sam Miller alongside Max Sturm. Max, we look down beneath us here in the booth. The Eagles' nest is getting packed. It's going to be ruckus. The energy is going to be great. But first and foremost, we're ready to honor our seniors here today.
Yeah, Senior Day is always an exciting day here at Newman Gymnasium. Just an exciting day for those players who put in so much time and effort for this team, finally getting to the end of their careers. It's a sad but also exciting day for those players.
And these players in particular aren't just any players for the Eagles. They have been some of the most impactful and skillful players to ever don the green and the gold, as Macy Beals, Lauren Cook, Jordan Lengel, Hannah Richards, Michaela Porter, Trinity Montigny, all players who really have just made such a huge impact both on and off the court here at Husson University with both their stellar play and their character off the court. So, as Max said, it's going to be really sad to see them go, but expect them to be heavily involved in the matchup like this today.
And they are going to be heavily involved. You're talking about players who have stepped up and put their all into this game. You know, after Bailey Donovan left after last year, there was kind of low expectations for this team. And so many people, including these seniors, stepped up and played their hearts out this season. So they are being rightfully honored today.
After kind of a rough start to the season, the Eagles now have won their last two games against SUNY Cobleskill and SUNY Delhi. The game against SUNY Cobleskill in particular was a great one. They were without Hannah Richards, their leading scorer for the team, and they're a leading assist getter. And they still came away with a very gutsy win. And then, of course, the absolute dominance against the Broncos of SUNY Delhi on full display, 101-28. And that was the Jordan Lengo show. She was completely dominant on the glass. She was finding her teammates, setting up those opportunities. So Jordan Lengo today, for me at least, is going to be the player to watch out for, as her dominance in the paint and just all around the court makes her such a threat.
Yeah, Jordan Lengo with 18 points and 6 rebounds in that huge win over Delhi. You got to be there for that game, so I'm sure that was an exciting game to watch. A lot of people got involved in that. Macy Beals herself had 11 points and 2 rebounds and a slew of assists. Lana Seward, also 11 points and 3 rebounds. So they really got everyone involved. That team chemistry is coming together as we head down the stretch here.
And the biggest thing we need to watch out for is, of course, at the helm, head coach Kissy Walker. We've talked about her a lot throughout these broadcasts, and not really much else to say other than the fact that she is the best in the North Atlantic Conference at making adjustments towards anything. And the biggest adjustment she might have made this season was implementing the full court trap defense and that press that has really just shifted the tide for the Eagles after that rocky start to the season.
I mean, just having that momentum and showing that early on, you can really take a strong lead if you play aggressive basketball in the beginning. A lot of teams don't do it because they don't want to wear their players out, but Kissy Walker trusts her players to go out there and have that endurance and get them out to a lead, and then they can take a little bit of a rest.
Absolutely. And then, of course, again, going back to the game against Cobleskill, that they really didn't use the trap that much until the second half. And then once the third quarter hit, Coach Walker implemented the trap, and all of a sudden the entire energy of the game shifted right towards the Eagles, and they ran away with the game, and they did not look back. And against Delhi, they implemented the trap from the very get-go, and a 101-28 victory just speaks for itself. So expect Coach Walker to be heavily involved in this game, but also looking at the Beavers this year, definitely not a team to look out for, of course, 8-9 in the year, 5-3 in conference play. And one player I really want to talk about is sophomore Audrey Maggie from South Thomas in Maine, averaging around 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 1 assist on the game. But she is by far the most efficient player on the team in terms of shooting. 53% from the field, 40% from 3. Those are numbers that don't lie. She can get it done on the floor.
Yeah, Mackie's going to be somebody that Kissy Walker is going to maybe have implementations of coaching for today. She is going to be that player that might come in and try and spoil the Eagles' run today, as they, like you said, sit at 7-1 in the NAC and are kind of just trying to close it out, maybe even fighting for a chance at home court advantage in the playoffs. And I think that the Beavers would love nothing more than to come in and spoil that party.
And of course, when you're talking about the Farmington Beavers, you cannot overlook the contributions of sophomore Jessica Dow, averaging around 12.6 points per game, 7.4 rebounds, 3.6 assists. She's going to be the Beavers' primary source of offense today, so expect her to be involved really early. And we're going to see the defense really target her and not let her get into any sort of rhythm.
Several players are averaging over 2 assists for the Beavers, so they move the ball pretty well. Some other statistics, if you want to talk about it, it's 14 5.1 assists per game. They're rebounding well, nearly 40 rebounds per game. And then they're putting up about 65 points in every contest as well. So this is no team to just look away from if you're the Eagles.
Absolutely, and we're going to take you on a little bit of a history trip right now, history with Sam and Max. So we've got the Eagles have won their last 22 games against the Beavers over the course of the years. The win streak started in 2008. Keep in mind, The Dark Knight and High School Musical 3 had just released in theaters in that time, and since then, the Beavers have not found any success. Their closest margin to victory was on January 17, 2013, where the Eagles came away with a 65-63 win. And the last loss last year, and the last loss that the Eagles had from the Beavers was January 20th of 2009, where they lost 76-70. And since then, it's been all Eagles. We talk about the rivalry between these two schools, but in terms of the women's team, it's been one of the most one-sided rivalries. But as we talked about, the Beavers this year, a very, very different team.
Yeah, and there have been some close matchups in the past. The Eagles have just found a way to play great situational basketball over all those years, doing a really great job. But to say that they've had the Beavers' number for those years is an understatement. Think about it, Sam. All the music playing in the gym right now is newer than the last time the Beavers came in and won here.
Makes you just realize where all those memories went, where all those years went. But on that note, we're going to set it down to our PA announcer for our Senior Day introductions, folks. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the Husson Eagles Sports Network.
The head coach for Husson, and her 20-plus year is Cindy Walker. She's assisted by Randy Dodd, Lord Scott, and Steve Washington.
All right, so to get underway here in the Newman, the Eagles' nest is packed. The energy is fresh, and we are ready to get underway. We'll run through starting lineups for you one more time. First, for the visiting Beavers, we have Grace Dwyer, Jaden Pingree, Melissa Mayo, Jessica Dow, and Sarah Poley. And for our Eagles here, 5 of our 7 starters getting the starting nod today. We've got Jordan Lengel, Sophia McVicker, Trinity Montigny, McKaylin Porter, and Macy Beals. Should be a lot of fun today. As the ball is up, underway, corralled by the Beavers. Here comes Pingree, trying to push the pace. She kick it back out. Beals right in her face. Over to Mayo. McVicker with the pressuring defense. Poley gets it over to Dow. She'll pull up from the left-hand side and breaks the ice for the game.
And a quick stop right there gets Trinity Montigny off balance, and she takes advantage of the shot there, puts the first points up on the board.
Here we are now. Here's the Eagles. Sophia McVicker will hand it off to Beal on the foul line. Fakes, drives to her right, can't kiss it off the glass. Fight for the ball. Corralled by Poley, but stepped out of bounds. We'll stay here, and we'll go back to the Beavers. As we talked about during pregame, here's that full court press trap that's really just turned around the season for the Eagles. We've seen a lot of good things happen with it here. As Dow's, Montigny's going to have the assignment trying to slow down Dow.
And they're doing a good job getting past that defense, but a little bit of quick ball movement might up the pressure on them here, and Eagles doing a good job maintaining this pressure throughout this possession. Aggressive basketball game so far.
Absolutely. That's Pingree taking it right at the body of Lengel. And Lengel, a bit too much contact. It'll be Beavers side out. Now, Max, we've been going over the stats during pregame. What are some things we saw that stood out for the Beavers?
Well, I think so far for the Beavers, they're really just doing a good job getting past that full court press. And, you know, we talked about their scoring throughout this season so far, 64 points a game. And a lot of the times that is enough to win, but versus the Eagles, who are averaging nearly 70 points, you're going to have one of your better offensive games today.
Sarah Poley getting the bank shot to go and over the ushered arms of Lengel. As McVicker spots up for 3, rattles in and out. Montigny corrals the rebound. He's one of the best in the conference at getting offensive rebounds. As Beals stops on a dime. Do-si-do, going to go back to the Beavers.
And a travel there. Not sure that was a travel. Macy Beals made a very quick stop.
Yeah, even the slightest movement nowadays can be called for a travel. That's just how the game is now. Nonetheless, here's Grace Dwyer averaging 6 points a game. McVicker's going to have the assignment on her. Great matchup to watch out for.
Series of screens being used here by the Beavers, working well.
As Lengel alters the shot of Jessica Dow, is going to go back to the Eagles. And we talked as well pregame, Jordan Lengel, she might not really stand out on the stat sheet, but she does those little plays and those hustle plays that are so crucial to helping your team win.
She does a good job beating the screen several times on that possession and then just being big in the paint. That's what Jordan Lengel does, and plays some amazing defense.
McVicker gets it back from Montigny. She's going to be in the corner. Dwyer right in her face, surveying the floor. Here's Porter. Goes to her right. Goes right at the defense, and a foul.
So an opportunity now for the first points on the board for the Eagles. McKaylin Porter will get these shots. And the Eagles this season, 71% from the line. They have been effective from that free throw stripe. And drawing these fouls, if that gets you and keeps you in the game, you're going to try and do that all day.
And McKaylin Porter herself, a 77% free throw shooter on the season, has been so quintessential for this Eagles team at the free throw stripe. She buries both those pairs.
Again, those fouls are going to be huge if the Beavers want to keep playing aggressive defense like that. Eagles are going to take that contact all day.
And the wild jump shot by Pingree rattles around the rim. And 6 quick points for the Beavers to start out so far, Max.
Pingree, one of the top scorers on this team, 12.3 points a game, and a great attempt at a steal there. I don't even think the referee was ready for that one. So he was kind of sitting in the way there, but otherwise a great defensive effort by Jessica Dow. But Pingree, like I said, 12.5 points a game, has been one of those top scorers. They're going to look to get it to her a lot today.
Yeah, that loose ball by Dow would have been her 47th steal on the year as McVicker can't get it to go, and she comes away with the rebound. Dow pushing the pace, lost the handle, gets it back. Lengo in her grill as she finds a wide open woman in the corner. That's Pingree, no good there. Montigny ripping down the rebound.
And no lie, Sam, when you talk about Jordan Lingle flying all over the court, she went through 3 defenders right there to make an attempt at that shot, playing defense on that shot, and it ends up working out. They get the rebound. They're back down the court, down 4.
So she just knows how to play her role in the court so well. She gets the pass in the corner with Poley in her grill, puts the ball on the floor, puts the shot up from the elbow, rattles it home. Jordan Lengo gets on the board for the Eagles.
And we don't talk about her as much being an offensive scorer. She did have 18 points in that last game versus Delhi. We'll have a whistle there. 18.6 rebounds, but a lot of what she does doesn't show up on the stat sheet, Sam. She's just an all-around great player. She makes good passes, sets up the offense well, and knows how to play defense real well.
And right on cue, she turned the ball over for the Eagles. A good step-up play right there, and we got some substitutions. Michaela Emerson and Audrey Mackey into the game for the Beavers. Mackey, that player I talked about, who is kind of the X factor for this Beavers team, has the best shooting efficiencies. As Lengo dicks it, tries to kick it out to McVicker, can't hold the ball, goes back to the Beavers.
Maybe just rushing a little bit too much on offense are the Eagles to start out this game. Their aggressive defense, this full court press that they've been playing, is working so far. Again, only down 2 points, but you've got to be smart on offense, get the ball to the open player, and take the smart shots.
Emerson trying to work on McVicker. McVicker among some of the best hands in the NAC. Her defense really just so scrappy. As Polai kicks it out to Dow. Mackey top of the key. She'll find her way over to Polai again. There's Emerson guarded by McVicker. Good defensive stance. As Pingree gets it to go from 3. And a quick 9 points for the Beavers in this first quarter.
Pingree shoots that one from 3, puts them up 5 points. Again, the Eagles are going to need to play great defense on her today if they want to stay in this game.
And Macy Beals, who we talk about all the time, gets her first basket of the game. The thing about Beals is that she's one of those players that plays with so much confidence and swagger, and it's so palpable when she's on the court. As the pressure defense from the Eagles nearly costing a turnover, Emerson gets it back. Lengo's right in her face. Gets the screen from Polai. In the corner, Mackey drives to her left. Trying to bank it off the glass, no good there. Polai cleans it up.
Some good offensive ball movement from the Beavers. They're moving it around well, using a lot of screens, kind of throwing this Eagles defense off course, drawing a double team in some cases, and it's resulting in points for them.
Montigny goes to her right. She'll work to get it inside and banks it off the glass. Brittany Montigny, she really does that so well. Her paint presence just everywhere on the floor is just so big for this Eagles team.
There's that double team.
Mackey nearly got trapped, had to give it over to Dow. Emerson wide open for 3. Air Mills that one, corralled by Polai, blocked by Lengo, recovered by Dow, blocked once again by the Eagles. And it's going to go back to Husson. Boy,
wow,
great defensive stance.
Stole the words right out of my mouth, Sam. They played a really good defense there. They were drawing that double team attempt, again, up at the top of the court here, top of the key, and they worked through it. Emerson did have that wide open shot, but they do a good job corralling under the net, getting the board, and playing some even better defense, blocking it several times in the paint.
A whole smattering of substitutions for Coach Walker as Richards, Seward, Sage Evans, Lily Roy, and Lauren Cook will check into the game. And a turnover for the Eagles. Both teams coming out playing exceptional defense. The Eagles looking for that trap in the corner on Emerson. Good play there to break it out by Mackey. She'll corral it herself. A very strong ball handler in the open course. Seward nearly got the steal. Here's Dow. Over to Emerson. Thought about the 3. And Dow will do it herself. Travel call, Eagles ball.
And Sam, we've talked about all game and before in the pregame too, this Eagles full court press. But, that's an aggressive style of defense, but they're playing maybe the best aggressive defense that I've seen all year. They are flying around the court, jumping to try and get these turnovers, just making it uncomfortable for the Beavers.
The Eagles, as we talked about, that full court trap press has really just changed their entire season as they've won their last 2 games in dominant fashion as Richards makes a woman miss and he's fouled by Dow.
Smart job by Richards there, getting the shot up and forcing that contact. Now she'll get an opportunity at the line.
Richards was not a part of the team's last 2 wins against SUNY Delhi and SUNY Cobleskill, and that's the first one to go. And she is still the leading scorer for the team, 8.3 points on the year, to go along with 2.6 rebounds, 3.3 assists. Also has 4 blocks and 24 steals. She can't get the second one to go. She's just such an important player for this team in so many ways.
Well, and I talked to Kissy Walker earlier this year about how they've kind of stepped up since Bailey Donovan has left the team, and Hannah Richards was someone that she highlighted as being one of the most improved players on this Eagles squad, both offensively and defensively as she goes for a shot there.
Sage Evans cleans the glass. He gets fouled. That'll be foul number one on Audrey Mackey. And Sage Evans, again, along with Lily Roy, throughout most of the season, she's been in the starting lineup, and she's had a very phenomenal year in her first campaign donning the green and the white. She's averaging around 6.4 points, 5 rebounds. But again, like Lengel, she's one of those players who can really alter the game with her little plays that might not show up on the stat sheet.
And you see she's at the line here, averaging just about 77% from the line. And Sam, the Eagles are taking advantage of this contact that they're able to draw early on. They're just getting the ball down in the paint. A great steal there from Beals.
Evans takes it away from the Beavers. Tried to find Richards in the corner. That's poked away by Dwyer to stay here with Husson. Yeah, I've seen a lot of fast-paced action from both these teams. The Eagles just loving to play with so much velocity. Coach Walker, of course, that's definitely her bread and butter style of play, just moving as fast as possible, stay controlled, passing the ball around, looking for those really smart shots, trying to turn great shots into elite shots. As Cook finds Seward, drives to her left, kicks it back to Evans, but can't hold on to it. Stolen by the checked-in Elizabeth Grondin. Here comes Emerson. Trying to dribble around Seward. She gets whacked in a foul. Alana Seward as well in her freshman campaign here at Husson. She's really showcased her worth, especially in that Cobleskill game, a gutsy win, hitting the dagger shot from the foul line. She's one of those players who can really just, if you leave her open, she will make you pay. This is Dwyer driving to your right. Tries to draw the foul on Richards. Can't get it to go. Here come the Eagles. Richards
better look out.
Showing the floor. And Dwyer comes right back and pokes it away. Both teams playing so fast and so scrappy to start out this game is what you love to see, as Dwyer will let it fly with zero hesitation off the back rim. Seward skies for the rebound. Seward now looking to push the pace. Trying to find Richards. Nearly saved it. And going to go back to the Beavers.
And both teams, I think, offensively are just trying to do too much right now. They're a little bit thrown off by the defense that each of these squads are playing with. So you see the double team coming out for the Eagles right here. Eventually players are going to start getting tired and they're going to settle down and go for the smarter shots, but right now they're just trying to get quick scores up on the board. 1-point game conference matchup with huge playoff implications.
The Beavers looking to showcase it now, only shooting 33% from the field so far, 25% from 3. Trying to work it around. Cook comes away with a steal. She's got room. She's going to drive all the way, lay it up and in off the glass. And the Eagles have their first lead of the game.
And these backdoor cuts have been so good for the Eagles. Pretty much everyone on the court so far has come away with a turnover. That time Lauren Cook picks it off and brings it down the court, gets an easy 2.
As Dwyer gets the wide open pass, she'll look to do it herself, floats it up, no good there. It was rebounded by Ruby McMinnis. They stay here with the Beavers. Dwyer takes a seat. Pingree will check back into the game. Now, Max, with the Beavers, they've been playing some pretty stellar defense, but what can they do to kind of just clean it up on the offensive side of the ball?
I think they just need to slow it down. The Eagles need to do the exact same thing, but they've had opportunities to score. There's one right there, and getting to the foul line is another thing. Both teams really could take advantage of this aggressive defense right now and draw that contact. And it's essentially 3 points if you're good from the line, which both of these teams are.
Absolutely. Pingree with a good aggressive take. It's the foul on Richards. Of course, head coach Nate Carson over there talking to his players, just kind of basically saying, just, calm down. We're doing all right. We're only down by 1 right now. As Pingree hits the first one. They get the second one to go. We got a tied ball game, just under a minute 30 left here to play in the Newman in this first quarter. Richards finds Cook and really make you pay from 3. Evans, just to do it herself, up and under move, no good there. Taken away by McMinnis. Here come the Beavers, looking to survey the floor. Roy picks her up near the wing. Trying to circle around, hands it off to Pingree, looking to drive to her left, takes it back out. Richards right in her face. And Grondin. And a wide open three for the Beavers, no good there. That was Melissa Mayo, can't get it to go. Eagles pushing the pace once again. As Roy gets the pass from Richards, fakes, drives to the middle, outside to Cook. Zero hesitation from three. Off the rim, corralled by the Eagles. Poked out of bounds, and it goes back to the Beavers.
And that one was tough right there. The Eagles have done a good job moving the ball, and they found a way to get someone open in the corner every time. The problem is the Beavers are putting so much pressure on these offensive players that they're not able to find the open shot in the corner, so it's essentially rendered useless. Good job by the Beavers getting the defensive stop on that possession.
Both teams not shooting very well from three. The Beavers 1 for 5, the Eagles 0 for 2. As Mayo rolls it off the glass.
Almost no room for error right there. Gets that one to fall in. It just rolled like over the net or over the basket and in.
Yeah, very strong acrobatic finish from Melissa Mayo as Roy kicks it out to Seward. Fakes, drives to her left, tries to kick it back. And stolen by Mayo again, who's had her progress on this game. Had to throw it up at the buzzer. And nothing happening there. As we got a great game on our hands to start out. The Beavers with a 14-12 lead over the Eagles as the first quarter comes to a close. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back for the second quarter on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Right back at you now, Beavers with a 14-12 lead over the Eagles. Max, what did we see from both these teams in the first quarter that allowed for such a tight contest so far?
Well, the defense from both teams has been outstanding. Both teams finding ways to turn the ball over and get it back and have it result in points. But the problem is neither of these two teams are playing overly smart offense right now. You see they're kind of on that one, they had a more of a better play drawn up, but in the previous possessions for both teams, they're kind of just tossing it, and that's what's resulting in the turnovers. And it's because that pressure on defense has been so heavy early on. I don't think either team was expecting it.
And Jessica Dow lets it fly, can't get it to go. And to your point, Max, the Eagles, 8 turnovers in the game and only 3 for the Beavers, so definitely cleaning it up is going to be crucial here. Richards finds Lengel. Down her face, here's Richards. Corner 3. Oh, yeah! Hannah Richards gets on the board for the Eagles.
And that's the kind of play calling that they need to do. They want to play aggressive defense. All right, move around as much as possible. Get somebody open in the corner, and that time it was Richards, and take the quick shot.
Richards' first field goal of the game as Pingree makes the woman miss and pulls up from the foul line and sticks it. Jaden Pingree leading all scorers with 8 quick points in the game.
Pingree, the freshman we talked about, has averaging 12 points a game in her first year.
As Evans can't get it to go up, the shimmy shake. Here comes Emerson for the Beavers. Kick it out, Mayo will drive to her left. Zero hesitation, floats it up, can't get it to go. Lengel with the rebound, here come the Eagles. Richards playing so fast, Euro step in the lane, no good there, just off the front rim. Here comes Jessica Dow. Drives to her left. Kicks about outside to Mayo. She'll survey around, gets it over to Pingree, who's riding the hot hand early. Here's Emerson.
See, the Eagles have kind of calmed down on defense here. Kind of just set back into that half court.
And a step back 3 from Emerson off the top of the backboard. Going to go back to the Eagles. Yeah, we've talked about kind of the shooting struggle so far from both teams. The Eagles only 1 for 3 from 3, that 1-3 from Richards, and only 1 for 5 now, 1 for 6 for the Beavers. Both teams not really shooting very well as Lily Roy will pull it from the elbow. Can't get it to go. Jaden Pingree will control the floor now. As Max mentioned, we're going to see a lot of her in this game, just seeing her survey the floor. As Lengo got the steal, Roy couldn't track it down, and it stays with the Beavers.
Lily Roy has been, for the Eagles, a great player as a freshman as well, averaging 7 points a game, 2.5 rebounds. You know, the Eagles they got a lot of seniors going out after this year, but they have a lot of upcoming talent that looks very promising for Kissy Walker's squad.
He's going to jump ball in the play. That's Sophie McVicker getting her hands involved. Going right. He's trying to battle Sarah Poley down low. We're talking about McVicker, of course. Again, not really a player who fills it up in the stat sheet. Only 3 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, but her ability just to read the floor and make quick decisions and having her quick reaction time is so crucial for the Eagles.
I think speed is one of the most valuable traits you can have in basketball, both offensively and defensively. And like you said, it doesn't always appear on the stat sheet, but you can see it in the game how much of a game changer it is.
As Lengel rips the ball away from Poley. Here come the Beavers. Porter tries right inside, floats it up, and nearly got it to go in a foul. Man, this place would have exploded had Porter got that one to fall.
The atmosphere here for senior day is quite exciting. You'd think it's a playoff game with how many people are here for both teams, really, but the Eagles Nest on our side you can't really see because it's under the booth, but it is full. Every seat is filled, and they're excited for these 2 really great games we're going to have today.
Yeah, we talk about it all the time in these broadcasts, especially when these 2 teams match up. Husson and Farmington, of course, having that conference rivalry. Teams from both schools come out and showcase their support to their fans. And again, we talk about historically the women's team for the Eagles has been so overwhelming, having won their last 22 games since 2009. Keep in mind, the last time the Beavers beat the Eagles was when Flo Rida and T-Pain were on the Billboard Top 100. So we'll see what happens here. They're really holding their own to start out. As Richards, she'll try to get from the other side. Bingo!
Hannah Richards is on fire to start this one out. My goodness.
And a great look from Lengel to set up the Richards 3. And the Eagles have opened up a 5-point lead here. We're going to timeout from the Beavers. We'll keep it right here. And Max, I mean, you see the Eagles. What they really have to do is just the drive and they kick it out to the threes. And credit to Lengel and Richards. The few times they've done that in this game, it's really worked out well for them.
Yeah, just moving the ball well, moving bodies well too, kind of changing how the court looks, putting people in positions that they're not normally in. It throws the Beavers off, and that time, once again, Hannah Richards able to capitalize. She's having herself one heck of a game and one heck of a season.
Yeah, she's got 7 points on the game, 2 for 4 from the field, and she's perfect from downtown, 2 for 2, showcasing why she is such an important piece of this Eagles team. And we talked about it a couple of times with Suni Kobalskill. No Hannah Richards in that game, but the Eagles tore apart the defense by driving to the middle and kicking it out. And we've seen a couple of results of that in this game so far and how successful it's been. So definitely expect to see more of that as this game moves forward. As Poley to send it over. Dwyer now.
Back to that double team and aggressive defense here for the Eagles.
As Jasmine Pingree tries to throw it up the glass, no good there. Gets her own miss, throws it up once again. Can't get it to go. Lengo got the rebound, loses the handle, poked out of bounds. Eagles ball.
Combination of Montigny and Lengel there, able to stop. Who was that? Jasmine Pingree under the net several times, making shots almost impossible for her under the net. Sometimes just being there in the paint is enough to throw someone's shot off.
Yeah, that's Lengel's 5th rebound already in that last one. She tries to drive it at Poley. Has to kick it back out to Porter. Spins away with down on her hip. Up and under move, no good there. Trying to draw the foul, nothing happening. As she wraps up Dwyer, it'll be a foul on Porter.
Sometimes those fouls just stop the offensive momentum too. They can get back and settle down. They don't have to play that aggressive defense full court as they have been all game. They can kind of just settle down here.
Dwyer goes at it right, tries to float it up, off the rim, circled around, no good there. Lengo already her 6th rebound on the game. Expect her to potentially put up another double-double as we saw in her last outing against Cobleskill. Really just dominated the boards. Richards, cross-court pass to McVicker. She'll let it fly from distance. Air mills that one. Lengo trying to track it down. Corralled by Dow is going to stay here with the Eagles.
Wow, Jordan Lingle got there just in time, hit the ball off of number 22, Jessica Dow, and maintained the possession for the Eagles. That's the kind of play we've been seeing out of her, and that's why she's so valuable to this team. Again, that doesn't show up on the stat sheet, but it's a game changer.
As Richards gets the up and under move, can't get it to go. I think it was blocked by Poli. Fight for the ball, cleaned up by Montigny, off the glass, shot clock violation. Good defensive stance for the Beavers. McVicker takes a seat. Cook will check back in. So you got Mackey, Dwyer, Poli, Pingree, and Dow for the Beavers. And we have Cook, Montigny, Richards, Lengel, and Porter for the Beavers. As Dow gets it inside. Good patient move from Jessica Dow, and she lays it in.
Some good passing there, too, to set that one up. And now they're starting to move the ball better on offense as well.
Richards finds Lengel top of the key. Really don't see a lot of Lengel operate outside of the foul line.
She thought about the shot there.
Montigny finds a cutting Lengel. Corral the ball, floats it up, no good there. Gets her own miss and banks it off the glass. Rebound number 7 for Lengel. She's now 3 for 3 on the game with 6 points.
She had a career game last week versus Delhi with 18 points and 6 rebounds. She's already surpassed her rebounds that she had in that game.
Montigny nearly lost the handle, had to give it up to Lengel. Trying to slow the offense down. Here's Lauren Cook in the corner. Back to Montigny. Richards at the top of the key. She'll drive to the middle, kicks it outside again. Lengel from the elbow. Offensive foul. Good stance right there from Grace Dwyer, setting her feet in the restricted area. Results in a foul on Richards.
Sometimes drawing those offensive fouls is another huge part of this game. When you think about fouls, you think about drawing contact from the defense, but sometimes the defense can play that game too.
Both teams playing such exceptional defense right now. Of course, the Eagles building up a lead, but the shooting numbers have not been great for either team. Just goes to show how pesky both those teams are at playing good defense. Of course, Coach Walker and Coach Carson for both their squads, highlighting that so much as Maggie kicks it out to Dow. Montigny, the defensive specialist, in her face. Tries to go at Porter. Good defense there from Porter.
Great switch off on the pick there. As McKaylin Porter saw that one coming a mile away, was able to fight through the pick.
Dow nearly got the steal. Porter pulls up from the right-hand side. Can't get it to go. Rolls around the rim. And that's McMinnis with the rebound. Here comes Mackey. Gonna push the pace, finding Dow. Dow again, the beautiful patience, and banks it home off the glass.
Dow has been everywhere offensively, and especially on those fast break plays. She's down the court before the defense can even see her. She gets that one to go.
That's now 6 points for Jessica Dow. Getting it done for her team once again. Richards, zero hesitation. Off the rim. Lengel fighting for the ball. Got shoved by Jasmine Pingree and will stay here with the Eagles.
Super aggressive and physical game so far here, Sam. We've seen bodies on the floor several times already. Glad to see Jordan Lengel get up and walk up off the court under her own power.
Absolutely, of course. Lengel's 6 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block in 12 minutes. Showcasing her value once again. Cook brings it back out. Here's Montigny. Drives to her left. Here's Cook. Cook in the corner. Loads it up. Off the back rim. Evans, the offensive rebound. McVicker thought about the three, hesitated, pulls it back out. Emerson in her face. Porter. McMinnis on her. Drives to the middle.
We're going to travel there.
On the play. I think McPorter had the right idea. It looks like he just didn't set her feet when she was going for that pivot step inside, and as a result, another travel call.
And the Beavers are almost tempting the Eagles to shoot from three. They've left the arc kind of wide open and are really just focusing on that interior defense.
As Mackey, with no hesitation, can't get it to go. Montigny collects the rebound once again. That's already now 6 rebounds for Montigny. She gets it out to Cook. Receives it back from Cook at the top of the keys. Goes right at Mackey. Floats it off the glass and gets it to go. Good tough finish from Montigny. She's got 4.
A great fake and then drive to the net by Montigny. Again, we don't talk about her as being an offensive threat all too often, but she has it. She has the ability to go out and make plays, and she does right there.
Dwyer, a bit too much mustard on the pass to McMinnis. Going to go back to the Eagles as Porter takes a seat. Roy checks back into the game. And Max, the defense of the Eagles allowing for some very good-looking shots on the offensive side of the ball.
Yep, and the Beavers need to start thinking about not giving up too many more points here, because once the Eagles go on a run, it is very hard to come back from that. So it'd be interesting to see how their defense switches up. Again, they're kind of just begging them to shoot from 3.
Roy sets her feet.
That one was blocked.
Yeah, nearly tipped up. As Evans gets the pass from Cook and backs it off the glass. That's now 12 paint points for the Eagles, and they build a 7-point lead here. Just under 1:30 left to play in this second quarter. As McVicker, a Tommy point from McVicker gets the steal, finds Montigny. Drives to her left, got it blocked.
Great block.
Got it blocked by Melissa Mayo. Full court heave by Mackey trying to find Dwyer. Saved it right into the hands of McVicker. She couldn't corral the rebound as Roy comes back to help her. What a fast-paced sequence we just saw.
I know.
Right
Am I
there.
watching basketball or volleyball right now, the way the ball's flying through the air?
Montigny gets it back, has Mackey in her face. Roy with Mayo in her grill in the corner. Finds a woman, that's Evans. Goes to her right.
And another offensive foul.
Pretty interesting there. I don't really see anything that might have constituted an offensive foul from Sage Evans.
Sometimes just when someone's standing remotely still and you come in with force like Evans is right there, that's just going to get the call every single time. So a good job by this Beavers defense. That's one way to get the ball back in your hands.
And, of course, the Beavers really just stepping up their defensive intensity. We got over 30 seconds left to play here as Pingree drives to the right, can't get it back, gets her own miss, blocked by Roy. Good defensive stance. Dow tried to bank it off, no good there, and the Eagles get it back. What a great defensive play by Lily Roy. Sets up the offense for her team as Evans gets the pass from Montigny. Puts it up and in.
Wow.
Great read by McVicker to find the cutting Evans, and it's a 9-point game.
This fast-paced offense is actually helping the Eagles now. They've drawn up some good plays on these fast breaks.
5 seconds left. Dow will do it herself. Has to find a woman. Emerson, blocked by Cook to end the first half, and that's going to do it. The Eagles with an offensive clinic in that last 2 minutes of the second half.
And they went on a run. They were down early on in this game by 3 or 4 points, and now up 9 heading into halftime. Just a great turnaround for the Eagles. They play incredible situational basketball.
A 6-0 run in the last 3:21 for the Eagles. Just, as Max said, really just doing so good in those crucial situations. As that'll take us to halftime. We'll be back in 15 minutes, folks. Don't go anywhere. You are watching the Husson Eagles Sports Network. And we're back live in the Newman once again, which was a very exciting first half of basketball. The Eagles opening up a 9-point lead over the Beavers of Farmington. Hello, everybody. Once again, I'm Sam Miller, joined alongside Max Sturm. Max, we saw a lot of good things from both teams in that first half. The Beavers in that second quarter really could not find their stroke from the field. What can we see from them kind of just clean things up and turn things around?
Well, they started off really well getting the ball to their top scorers, Pingree and Dow, both over 5 points. Pingree with 8, Dow with 6. But they're forcing too many shots and moving too quick down the court. They have been successful on those fast breaks a few times, getting the ball to Dow before the defense is down there. But sometimes you just need to settle down and make the smart play.
And we've seen a lot of that from the Beavers. They're really good at adjusting and showcasing how good and how fluent of a team they are. As in games past, they've been shown to slow it down and has completely changed the way they play to kind of better match their opponents. Now, looking over at the Eagles, they held the Beavers to 6 points in that second quarter and just completely went on a tear to end that first half. What can we see from them to kind of just keep the momentum rolling here?
Well, what's been going real well for them is they're kind of doing the opposite of what the Beavers are on offense. They're spreading it to a lot of their players. Langle has 6 points, Richards with 7, but they have 5 other point scorers in this game, and the Beavers are allowing the 3-point shot. So honestly, if they're going to allow it, they've got some real good 3-point shooters. Go ahead and take those threes, try and up the score here.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it so many times that how the Eagles defense has really just turned their entire season around. Started out their first 8 games, they were 1-7, and since then they are they're 8-3 in their last 11 games. Since implementing that trap defense, Coach Walker and the Eagles have found so much success on the defensive side of the ball, and it's been showing.
Well, it's why she's in the Maine Basketball Hall of Fame, right? She's so good at changing up her team however she needs to make sure that they're still successful, and especially in a year that they really, a lot of people didn't have high expectations for them. To see them doing this well, it shows a lot about Coach Kissy Walker.
Lily Roy opens up the game with a miss from beyond the arc, cleaned up by the Beavers. Here comes Grace Dwyer. Thought about the 3, pulls it back out, rattled in and out, nearly corralled it. Langle tips it out of bounds.
Sometimes the luck of the draw just isn't there on those 3-point shots. You hate to see it bounce around because that was a good shot. But they maintain possession, so they'll get another chance here.
We've seen a few of those from both teams where it seems like they've had a lot of good looks, but the ball just continues. It just rattles around the rim and just cannot fall in. And both these teams not shooting exceptional from the 3. The Eagles only 2 for 8. The Beavers 1 for 8. But it has been the Eagles with those taking advantage of those more misses. And I think they've both been from Hannah Richards from beyond the arc.
They both were, and both on beautifully drawn up plays as well.
And right on, speaking of beautiful plays, the Eagles defense showcasing once again their strengths on that side of the floor. As Richards is going to go right at Mayo. Here's Montigny in the corner to Roy. She's trying to look around the floor, see what he's got for options, kicks it back out to Cook. Richards, she'll let it fly from 3 off the front rim. Dow corrals the rebound.
And the Beavers are still allowing it. Wow, what a play. Almost.
Michael literally got the steal from Dow. But good patience and control from Dow to get it right back as she finds Dwyer trapped in the... There's a trap on the play and a foul by Richards. She's in disbelief. Didn't feel there was any contact there. Nonetheless, it will stay here with the Beavers. That's now 3 fouls on Richards. Got to be very careful of that. She is the leading scorer.
And that's why she's hopping out onto the bench right here. They're just going to try and play it safe as we're early on here in the second half.
McVicker will check in for Richards. She started the game in terms of Richards today for senior day. One of our 7 seniors who we celebrated today. And it goes back to the Beavers. Once again, a good defensive stance from Lauren Cook. 2 possessions on the defensive side of the ball to start out this half. And she's caused 2 turnovers.
Just takes the charge there. And Eagles back with the ball. 9-point lead still. No scoring in this second half yet.
Boyd picked the 3 outside of McVicker. Here's Montigny now, top of the key, looking for a woman. McVicker cuts to the middle. Keeps it herself. Lengo puts the ball on the floor. Kicks it out to McVicker. Driving to the middle. Outside to Montigny. Gives it back to McVicker. Goes to her left. Floats it up. No good there. And rebound to the Beavers.
That's an awkward angle coming from under, really behind the net in that case for McVicker. Just wasn't able to put enough on it with the pressure.
Melissa Mayo's 3 can't go. Dow gets the rebound. Blocked, but a foul by Lengel. Dow has really been all over the place on the glass. That's now rebound number 8 for her on the game to go along with her 6 points.
Well, she's averaging 8 rebounds a game. It's clear to see why she's one of the top players on this squad, both in terms of points and rebounds. Also averaging 4 assists. She's been all over the stat sheet this year.
She really can just light you up in so many ways, just does all those good things, those little things right. And what makes her such an even bigger threat is the fact that she's able to draw on the defense, and those 4 assists show it. She's able to draw on the defense and kick it out to her teammates for open opportunities all around the floor, which makes her such a dangerous player, not only for the Beavers in the NAC. As Cook will cock it back for 3, no good there. Rebounded by Poley.
The Eagles would sure like to get her going with Lauren Cook. When she's able to shoot those threes and make them, it gives the Eagles a huge advantage. Once she gets going, she really starts going on a roll.
And we've seen the aggressiveness from Dow picking up in this second half. She went right at Lily Roy, picked up the foul. As Roy pokes the ball away, Mayo let it go out of bounds, stays here with the Beavers. It seems like since coming out of that locker room, the Beavers' intensity has kind of been tweaked just a bit up more. And we'll see here now from Dwyer with Cook in her face. Uses the screen from Poley, goes right in at Lengo and gets it sent back. Not a smart decision with Lengels in the paint. As Montigny tries to hold on to the ball. Good control there. Vicker thought about the 3. Pulled it back out, circles around, drives to her left. Goes right at Mayo. Gets it back out. Montigny on the block. Gets around Mayo. Outside to McVicker. Here's Cook. She'll pull it from 3. Bullseye! And great ball movement once again from the Eagles.
And that's what they were looking for. Cook was on the perimeter that entire time. Not once did she find her way inside the perimeter. That was the play they wanted that entire possession.
That's a great sign for the Eagles as Dwyer looks to answer and does so. That's a great find from Jessica Dow, finding Dwyer wide open in the corner. It's back to an 8-point game. Both teams going match for match in these last 2 possessions. We'll see what happens here. Montigny drives to her right, floats it up, blocked by the foul by Mayo. Montigny, we talk about it all the time on these broadcasts, but it seems like Montigny's motor is always at 110% when she's on the floor.
As is with many of the players on this Eagles squad. I think there's a lot to be said, again, about Coach Kissy Walker in that when it comes down to that, just the aggressiveness they're willing to play with, the heart that they bring to this team. They want to impress their coach, they want to impress these fans, and they want to play for each other. And Trinity Montigny sure shows that in every single game that she plays.
Montigny, an 87% free throw shooter for the Eagles. Definitely not who you want to see at the line. She has now 8 points and 6 rebounds on the game. Knocking down a few free throws as well. As Porter checks into the game, as does Mackenzie Emerson for the Beavers. Here's Pingree. Has to float it up. Taken away by Montigny. She threads it up to Lauren Cook on the opposite side of the court. Cross court to McVicker. Eagles are going to slow it down. Gets it up here. Montigny controls the pass.
They're going to look to get it on the perimeter again.
Yeah, they're trying to open it up. See, pass down to Lengel. McVicker cutting in. Lengel looking to do it herself. Good defense by Sarah. Poley takes it away from Lengel. Pingree corrals the pass, crosses over, loses the handle. Scrum for the ball, picked up by Dwyer. Pingree makes the woman miss, pulls up from the jump shot, and it's good!
Wow, what a play there from Jaden Pingree. Fakes out 2 defenders before putting up the shot. And slowly but surely, they're finding their way back into this one.
And that's how you do it as well, taking advantage of those freebies and those missed opportunities from the Eagles. As Porter fade away, jump shot is good! Man, it looks like she was a little off balance with the jump shot, but she floats it up with a soft touch. And the Eagles now a double-digit lead for the first time in this game. As Cook nearly poked it away from the freshman Emerson. They bet too much contact there, and a foul.
We talked about the physicality in this game in that first half, and it's still here. It's still present. Referees are a little bit more on top of it in this second half so far. They'll get Lauren Cook up with the foul there. She'll sub out.
This is the Eagles' second double-digit lead after the 3 from Lula Cook earlier. And now, here's interesting, Sage Evans and now Layla Martinez seeing her first minutes in this game. Coach Walker's definitely looking to keep the pace moving as fast as possible. Is that what Martinez does better than anybody? Lengo pokes away with a steal. And she'll do it all herself. Left-handed layup off the glass. Too easy for Jordan Lengel.
Jordan Lengel, if you thought the last game she played against Delhi was a career game, she's well on pace for one right here.
8 points and 9 rebounds. She set it back once again to nearly alter the shot. Whacked out of bounds, going to stay here with the Beavers. But yeah, Lengel, all the time we talk about it, just how important it is to have her on the court. Even if she doesn't give you 15, 20 points a night, she can really just do all those little things that make your team so much better, and it makes her teammates better as well.
Well, you're a special player when just your presence of being out there changes the game, regardless of what the stat sheet says.
And right on cue, that's rebound number 10 for Lengel in the game, just dominating the glass. Once again, Porter pulls up off the side of the rim and controlled by Dow, who's now up to 9 rebounds of her own in this game.
Eagles still playing sort of that full court press when they get the opportunity. Porter with a great steal.
Porter, the quick hands, and a foul by Audrey Mackey. That's now 8 steals for the Eagles in this game. The defense, ever so stifling, as always.
Porter's going to go to the line here. I believe, nope, they say side out now. They initially put 2 fingers up.
Take a look at this. Montigny checks in for Lengel. We've seen them do this quite a bit. We'll have Evans and Montigny playing down low in the paint as Lengel takes a seat. Of course, Lengel, the tallest player for this Eagles lineup, but Montigny is so dominant on the glass as well. Hand check by McMinnis. That'll be a foul on the Beavers.
Now, Sam, one player that you had mentioned to me at halftime could really set this game apart and really widen the margin here. You talked about Layla Martinez and the dual sport athlete here at Husson University, just the speed and intensity that she brings.
Evans couldn't get it to go. Montigny corrals the miss, pulls up from the foul line, hits the side of the backboard, and here comes Jaden Pingree. Pushing the pace once again, relatively quiet, has not done much in the second half as that one's blocked away by Porter. Good defensive stance for the Eagles once again as she finds Montigny. Driving to her right, pulls it back out, back over to Porter. Goes right at
Are they going to count the shot? I don't think so.
That was going to be out of bounds. That's going to be side out for on the baseline for the Eagles. That was a foul on McMinnis.
Regardless, a great effort there.
McMinnis, Mackey, Grondin among those players for, and Emerson among those players for the Beavers. As Mackey gets the full court pass, Martinez in her face. Good patience by Mackey. She pulls it back out and scores.
And so the Beavers still going back to that sort of cherry pick, and I think that's why Layla Martinez was brought into the game, was to kind of keep up with that cherry pick. That's her assignment. Unfortunately, gets beat down on that one.
Porter gets another foul on the play. That's going to go against McMinnis.
That's where most of the Beavers' points seem to be coming from, is those fast breaks. I feel like they really haven't had a lot of success when they do try and slow it down, which was one of the keys I said to this second half for them, was slowing the ball down, but it really hasn't seemed to work. The Eagles' defense has just been all over them.
The Eagles have been all over all of their opponents on defense for these last 11 games. As we talked about, 8-3 since implementing this more fast-paced defense as Porter calmly sinks the first one. It just seems like whenever they implement that defense, you can feel the energy and the tension of the game just shift into the Eagles' favor, and it's paid off big time.
Well, the Eagles have played every conference opponent pretty much at this point. And if you're those conference teams that have a chance here at the playoffs, you got to look at the Eagles and be a little bit scared about what they bring to the table.
Montigny crowd the rebound. Beals gets it back, and it's going to be fouled. No, a travel on the play. Beals in disbelief. It seemed from up here, it looked like she was trying to gather herself. Nonetheless,
it didn't even look like she really had possession of the ball.
Yeah, exactly. I thought it was going to be just another. I thought it was a foul call on the play, but nonetheless, it'll go back to the Beavers.
Some good defense
and
there.
Martinez once again.
Oh.
Martinez checking in, altering the defense. Can really push the pace. We talk about pushing the pace. Martinez, it just goes from 0 to 100 real quick, for lack of a better term, whenever she's into the game.
Well, you see it in basketball, you see it in lacrosse with Martinez. Both sports, that's really her specialty, is the speed and being able to get those fast breaks, or in this case, play that aggressive defense against players making their way down the court. If she can pressure the ball handler, it's going to be very hard for them to get down the court.
Audrey Mack at the line converts the freebies. She's now up to 5 points on the game. We talked about her, the most efficient shooter for the Beavers, 53% from the field, 40% from three. Has been relatively quiet in this game. Beals crosses over, steps back on Mackey, floats it up, no good there. Evans can't get the rebound. Here comes Elizabeth Grondin, trying to pull it out, nearly trapped once again. And the Beavers, great job breaking the pass. Here's Pingree, downstairs to her sister.
Fast break again.
And gets it to go off the glass. And the Beavers now make it a 7-point game of the combination of Jasmine and Jada Pingree. Martinez now dishes it to Montigny, kicks it back out to Martinez. Picks it out. Step back three from Martinez. Oh, nearly got it to go. Beals, an offensive rebound.
Going for
Martinez,
the ball back. Wow!
outside the Porter. And once again, the ball movement from the Eagles paying dividends.
Martinez with the no-look pass. Oh my goodness, that tricked me out for a second there, and Porter able to get that one down.
Jada Pingree, the beautiful spin move, can't get it off. No good there, but yeah, Martinez, eyes in the back of her head with that beautiful circus pass to Michaela Porter. As she finds Montigny, goes right at Pingree, really scooped it up. Evans cleans it up off the glass. Tried to dump it downstairs to Montigny, taken away by Pingree. Porter nearly got the steal from Grondin. Montigny right there to try to lessen the load, and there comes.
See what the call is.
That's a block on Montigny. Man, that really could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Montigny's defense and the physicality from Pingree on offense. This goes to show us that kind of game.
It's one of the more physical games I've seen for the women this year that I've had the chance to call. A lot of contact in both directions from both teams. I think that's probably what a lot of these teams going up against the Eagles figure they have to do to try and slow them down.
Yeah, Coach Nate Carson for the Beavers definitely understands the threat of the Eagles playing fast. And to kind of match that, as you said, Max, playing a bit more physical. And despite the fact they're down by 7, the physicality has never wavered throughout this entire game.
Nope, it has stayed the same since the opening jump. We saw early on the defense was so aggressive that the two teams really struggled to score at all, but now it's kind of settled down a bit. That defense is being played on one half of the court for the most part, but both these teams have found ways to get points on the board.
Macy Beals rifles the pass to Evans, but she can't scoop it off the glass. And the Beavers getting possession, a trap by the Eagles. Pulley to come back and get it. Here's Jasmine Pingree driving on Martinez. Mackey, zero hesitation in the corner. Off the backboard. Just under a minute left to play. The Eagles up by 7. And Max, the Eagles, once again, just their defense and their opening up opportunities for their offense. How have they been able to be so successful in this second half so far?
They're just moving really well on offense, using a combination of all their players on the bench, really. I feel like the chemistry is so deep within this team that you can throw any set of 5 players out there, and they're able to go and get the job done. As you see, a great board from Montigny there. But just moving bodies on the court, too, drawing up and using the plays that you've practiced all week, that comes in, or that will do great wonders for you if you take what you practice, you apply it to the game, and it's been working well for them.
Yeah, you mentioned the chemistry, and you mentioned the chemistry for this team, and it's, even if you're not a big basketball fan, you can tell if you're sitting in the stands or up here in the booth that the camaraderie that the Eagles play with is so palpable on the court. You can tell that they know where to be, right where they need to be there, and all these teammates got each other's backs. They're all so talented and so deep in this team. So this Eagles team really turning it around. So much fun to watch. It's a 5-second violation for the Eagles. Good defensive stance for the Beavers.
And I think it goes deeper than just on the court chemistry too. I think they definitely spend a lot of time with each other off the court as well. And everyone on this team is just so close. You heard it in the senior day speeches, what these players mean to each other.
As Pulley corrals the offensive rebound for the Beavers once again, trapped in the corner. Emerson. Here's Jasmine Pingree. Goes right at her left, uncontested.
Travel.
But pirouetted with the ball.
Just one too many steps there from Jasmine Pingree. Had an open lane to the net.
Yeah, both teams in the turnover category. Eagles with 16 turnovers, and the Beavers now 14 turnovers. Both teams talking about their defense really stepping it up so well. 7 seconds left. Macy Beals, ball in her hands. Tried to find Roy. Over to Lengos, just to put it up. Nearly got it to go. And that brings us to the fourth and final quarter of action here in the Eagles, coming up with a 7-point lead against the Beavers of UMaine Farmington. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back in the fourth quarter on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Here we are now, final quarter of action here. The Eagles with a 7-point lead over the Beavers. Max, the Beavers went scoreless for the last 2 minutes of that third quarter. What have the Eagles done throughout this whole game to kind of keep them quiet on the offensive side of the ball?
Well, they've brought that full court press back that we saw from the first half. They really haven't shied away from that all too much. Shot there for the Beavers. Does not find the bottom of the net. But just the defense overall has been super aggressive and physical all game, and really it came down to which one of these teams could play that aggressive defense for longer, and it's been the Eagles.
Richards gets the screen from Lengel, just taking it herself. Blocked by Sarah Poldy. Good defensive play by the senior from Benton, Maine.
Hannah Richards, we talked about having 3 fouls already in this game. Coach Kissy Walker decides to put her back into the lineup here for the last 10 minutes of this one, just showing the trust that she has in her players.
Going to dump it off to Lengel, is taken away by Dow. Goes right at Cook. Good defensive play
Wow.
from Cook, altering the shot.
Cook doesn't see a lot of blocks. She has 2 in this game already.
She definitely altered that shot as Richards faked the 3. Goes to her left. Euro steps into the lane, backs it off the glass. That's all set up on the play from Lauren Cook. Tommy point right there for her. Montigny nearly getting the steal, stays here with the Beavers.
I feel like we can say this about pretty much any player on this squad, but every player has something that they're special in, that they specialize in. Lauren Cook, we talk about her 3-point shooting, but every player also can do everything else so well and come up in big moments. Lauren Cook displays it right there with that block.
Dow goes right at
Whoa.
Montigny. Offensive foul. Trinity Montigny making it happen on both sides of the ball with just clutch play after clutch play.
Montigny has seen the floor a couple times in this game. Super tough to just get back up and get back down on the offensive side of the court, keep this game moving.
Montigny is as tough as they come in terms of players putting their bodies on the line for team success. As Seward steps back, Dow right in her face. Richards thought about it, delivers it across court to Cook. Eagles thinking about a lot of threes here. Pulling it back out. Richards goes to her right, dumps it downstairs to Lengo and lays it up and in.
I'd like to get another look at that pass. That was threading the needle right there by Hannah Richards.
That was just basketball 101. Richards, the marvelous pass to Lengel, and you won't get an easier look than that if you're the Eagles.
And Richards just kind of sees the court all the time. Everything around her. She knows what's open and what's not. Almost every possession, that time able to find Lengel under the net for probably, like you said, the easiest basket they'll have all day.
Absolutely. That's Richards' second assist for the game. And this one for the Eagles, as the lead's now up to 11 once again. Now, Max, you're the Beavers. This Eagles defense has been stifling you all game, kind of just making you crumble a little bit. What are some things you want to do to try to just break it up?
Well, it's going to be real tough because we talked about slowing it down and settling the ball, running your plays, and I still think that's what they should attempt to do. But when they slow it down, the Eagles' defense just thrives in those moments. So maybe set up some screen plays as they did right there, but the unforced errors, as we just saw, have also been detrimental to the Beavers.
Lengel getting the steal. Richards floats it up with the left hand, nearly scooped it off the glass. And controlled now by Jaden Pingree. Pick the ball up now. There's Pulley trying to dump it downstairs. Once again, Lauren Cook, a beautiful defensive play. Here's Seward taking it herself. Richards thought about the three once again. She does that all the time. She will just she's trying to fool the defense with a play like that. Good hands from Dwyer, though, and another turnover for the Eagles.
She definitely wanted that three right there, but the Beavers defense comes up big, closes out, and prevents her from taking that shot, ultimately getting a turnover.
As Mayo nearly got it to go. Pulley the rebound. Blocked by Lengo, but a foul.
She's going to get 2 shots.
And we've seen so many shots like that from like the one we just saw from Mayo. Just so many good looks to just rattle all around the rim, but just can't seem to find the bottom of the net.
Basketball is a tough sport in that aspect. You see, even in the NBA and WNBA, some of the best players will take wide open shots that you think would be automatic, but one slight, like an inch or two here, you hit the back of the rim and it's bouncing right out.
So unfortunate when those shots don't go in because you have pretty looks like we saw from Mayo. Just wide open, everything goes right. The flick of the wrist feels good.
The play was drawn up well, too. They definitely, that was something that they had practiced throughout the week. They wanted to get Mayo that look, and they had it. They executed perfectly. Just, again, luck of the draw isn't always in your favor.
Rondon checks in for the Beavers. Richards now. Beautiful pass to Lengo once again and gets it to go. Plus the foul. The Richards-Lengo connection combining for 2 more points and a chance for a 3-point play.
You know, I wanted a replay of that pass from Richards to Langle earlier. We don't need it. We just saw it again right there. Plus, we get the and one chance from Langle.
Langle now ultra efficient once again. Now with 13 points, 10 rebounds on 6 of 9 shooting, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Langle, have yourself a senior day. Here's Melissa Mayo now trying to get the screen from Grondin. Goes right at Seward, tries to float it up. No good there. Good defense from the freshman. Dwyer lost the handle, goes back to the Eagles. As we see now, Coach Nate Carson implementing a 4-court press and trap of his own. Trying to slow down momentum for the Eagles, and that's a push by Dow.
And so the Beavers, like you said, really just taking on that full court press. Eagles respond by keeping everybody in the backcourt until they're able to get it up to the half line, or in that case, draw a foul that gets them into the offensive zone.
Linger goes foul line. Rondon in her face. Cook, 0 hesitation. Off the back rim. Dow corrals the boards once again for rebound number 10.
That cherry pick play.
Pingree, the fadeaway jump shot is good from the left-hand side. Pingree now 16 points, 6 of 12 from the field. Very efficient, as always, is Jaden Pingree. Richards gets it over to Cook. Lengle downstairs. Tried to skip it to Seward in the corner. Tipped out by Dow. Stays here with the Eagles.
Seward smartly doesn't touch the ball after the deflection, just lets it go out. Eagles will retain possession here.
Mayo takes a seat.
Close this one out.
And Audrey Maggie will come in. Definitely Coach Carson looking to use her shooting. Their ultra-efficient shooting from the field and from downtown and kind of bring themselves back into this game. It's under just over 6.5 left to play. Eagles up 11. Cook goes to her left, floats it off the glass and banks it home and hits him with the too little. Lauren Cook, cooking as much she does indeed.
In the second half, she has just lit up the court both offensively and defensively. A 3 or 2 here. Some 2 blocks even added to her resume today. She is just having an outstanding game, as is the Eagles as a squad.
We're going to time out from the Beavers. We'll keep it here just to go over some stats. It's been such a balanced game for the Eagles, but Jordan Lengle, of course, standing out today. 13 points, 6 for 9, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. Having herself a phenomenal game. Montigny, 6 points, 2 of 8 from the field, but 2 for 2 from the free throw line and 9 rebounds. Really getting it done for the Eagles. McKaylin Porter, 8 points of her own. Lauren Cook, as we just talked about, 7 points, a rebound, an assist, 2 steals, and 2 blocks. Cook really doing her work on the defensive side of the floor. And looking at the Beavers, it's been the Jaden Pingree show this whole game. 16 points, 50% from the field, and perfect from 3 as Montigny nearly poked it away. Stays here with the Beavers. Also got Jessica Dow, very quiet in this one. 7 points, 3 for 11, 1 for 2, but 10 rebounds, an assist, and a steal. So still impacting the game in more ways than one.
Yeah, when you can't be that scorer, you can show up in other aspects, and she does on the rebound side of things. Unfortunately for her and the Beavers, they kind of needed her to be that scorer today.
As Pingree steps up, trying to bang it off the glass. Nothing but iron there, and here come the Eagles. It just slows it down to make sure her team sets up the offense here. Lengel inside the three-point line, skips it over to Cook. Dishes it to Richards, zero hesitation, dead shot! That's just some classic Coke butter cheese from Hannah Richards.
And Hannah Richards with her third three-pointer of the day, making her impact felt as well throughout this game. And game's not over yet, but that's surely a closing shot from Richards.
Jessica Dow, a beautiful physical finish on Montigny. Scoops it up for her 9th points of the game. Seward looking to step back, try to get it there. It's stolen away by Dow and tipped off her leg. That should go back to the Eagles, and it does. That's now 11 steals for the Eagles in this game. The defense paying dividends once again.
We have had a lot of good offensive play from the Eagles in the second half, but I think the story of this game has been their defense, what they've been able to do, causing turnovers and just really stopping this Beavers offense entirely in this second half.
It just dumps it downstairs to Lengel, surveying the floor. Cook, wide open for three. Off the back rim. Taken away by Mackey. Finds the cutting Poley driving to the paint. Fouled by Richards, it looks like.
So that'll be her 4th.
Something to watch out for. One more, and she's out of here.
And I think Kissy Walker's maybe not too happy about that call, or really just trying to get some clarification. Regardless, they'll keep Richards in as we're under 5 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, we talk about Richards. Once again, being the leading scorer for this Eagles team. 12 points on the game, 4 for 11, 3 for 5 from downtown. Has been a big reason why, despite the fact that as a team, the Eagles have not been shooting too great, but her shooting has really paid off in this one. As Poley calmly sinks the shot. Lead down to 12. Just under 5 left to play. Richards pushing the pace. Dumps it over to Lengel. Seward, open three. No good there. But Cook nearly got the steal. Puts her body on the floor. Taken away by Richards. Scoops it over to Lengel and lays it up with the right hand. And she traveled.
Oh.
And what would have been another exciting sequence for the Eagles, taken away by another turnover call.
Richards and Lengel have had that chemistry today. Just able to find each other in several situations. That time, a travel from Lengel ends it.
Boy, the good aggressive move on Montigny. She'll get called for the foul. Excuse me, that was Jessica Dow going at Montigny. That's foul number 2 for Montigny, and Dow will get to the free throw line for a pair. Calmly sinks the first one, leads down to 11. Now, Max, in today's day and age of basketball, a 10-point, 11, maybe 10-point lead might seem a little intimidating, but the way basketball is played nowadays, it can be erased so quickly.
It's a offensive game now, and things can turn so quickly, especially in college basketball. The NBA, you kind of see the defense hold it down in those last 2 or 3 minutes, but in college basketball, anything can happen. Momentum shifts so quickly, and so the Eagles, it's important they go down and continue to score until the end of this game.
Absolutely. Coach Walker calls the timeout for the Eagles. We'll take a quick 1-2. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back for the Final Four on the Husson Eagles Sports Network. Right back at you here now, Max. 11-point lead, and the Eagles' defense being so stifling. if you're the Beavers, what do you have to do to just claw back into this game and just get some sort of momentum going your way?
You got to be ultra aggressive. I know if you're the Beavers, you're tired. You've been chasing around the Eagles this entire game. They've been flying around, but you've got to dial in, play your most aggressive basketball of this entire game, and be smart on offense. You got to move quickly, though, so that's kind of where it gets hard with the way that the Eagles have been playing defense. But you got to get down and score on every possession, and you got to make them quick.
In a position to play catch-up are the Beavers as Jessica Dow nearly got it to go. Saves it right to Mackey. And a great defensive hustle play from Dow. And a wild sequence. The ball is all over the floor. Ends up in the hands of Richards. Man, nearly just lost eye contact with the play there. As Cook finds Porter inside the foul line. Finds a cutting Lengel who lays it up with the left hand. Jordan Lengel. A beautiful cut to the middle and the vision by McKaylin Porter. Beavers looking to respond back to a 13-point lead. Dow, no hesitation, rattles in and out. And Montigny gets her 10th rebound of the game.
So 2 players now for the Eagles, over 10 rebounds. They've been lethal under the boards. They've had several times where they get multiple rebounds of possession, too. Both Lengel and Montigny have been stars under the net today.
Richards steps back with a beautiful behind-the-back move. Can't get it to go. Montigny, rebound number 11. Scoops it up off the glass. Can't get it to go. Lengel fighting for it. Ends up in the hands of Emerson.
A 3-on-2 advantage now.
Dumps it downstairs to Poland and a foul by Lauren Cook. And that's just what you want to do if you're the Beavers. Just as hard as it might be, you got to play faster than the Eagles. And the Eagles, we talked about it, playing with such a very fast, high-intensity speed all the time. So if you're the Beavers, obviously, it's very hard to match. But in those slight opportunities when you're able to do so, you got to take advantage of it.
You definitely do, and that is the hardest part about this game for them, is how fast the Eagles already move and have been moving all game, and they somehow got to play at a faster rate than that. It's hard, especially with the game on the line. Down as much as you are, 12 points, make it 11. But you got to move quickly here. Time's winding down.
The clock is your enemy for the Beavers, and the Eagles have won the rebounding battle as well. As Richards drops the woman to the floor, Montigny, no good there.
Wow.
But corralled by Porter and gets it back out. And Richards had her defender lost on that play. As she pulls it back out.
At the point.
To go isolation, gets a screen from Lengel. Over to Porter on the left-hand side. Swish! Hannah Richards has her paw prints all over this game.
And they are certainly glad to have her back after missing that game versus Cobleskill. Just the impact that she has been felt in every game she's played this season.
As Maggie cuts to the middle, can't get it to go, gets the rebound over Lengel, and banks it home off the glass. Good play by Maggie to stay with it. And the lead's back to 11.
Eagles are going to try and use pretty much all the time that they can on the clock here, as they're up 11 points.
Richards finds Lengel. Montigny cuts to the middle and lays it up and in once again. And that could very well do it in this game. As you got another timeout on the floor, we'll keep it here. And Max, you got to give credit to the Beavers how they've stayed physical the entire game, but it seems like every time the Beavers have some sort of momentum going their way, the Eagles just come right back and respond.
And I think I used this earlier on, but just situational basketball is what the Eagles play so well. When there's a momentum shift, they find a way to swing it back in the other direction. Coach Kissy Walker certainly displaying that early on in this one, but the Beavers have played well despite the score. They struggled on offense early on, but in the the third and fourth quarter, they've had opportunities and they've made plays work. But sometimes the basketball just doesn't find its way into the net regardless of how good the shot or the play was. So I think luck's been a little bit on the Eagles side as well today.
Yeah, the Beavers 16 for 62 from the floor, 2 for 14, only 14% from three. And the Eagles responding back emphatically in this game. Now 33% from the floor, 22% from three. Not the greatest numbers for the Eagles, but again, it really hasn't mattered when their defense has played as well as it has in this game. And as you mentioned, Max, it's just timely shots for the Eagles have just been so crucial throughout the entire season. They've been able to just hit them where they mattered most. And as a result, could result in another win here. Dow driving, on Lengel. Pingree in the corner. Goes right in the middle. Tried to float it up. No good there. Tracked down by Poli. Good play right. Good play by Poli once again. And it's going to be a foul.
2 shots coming up for Poli.
Yep, looks like both teams, looks like the Beavers will be shooting the rest of the way. That's foul number 3 on Lengel. And on the topic of Lengel, she's one of 3 Eagles in double figures in this game. She's got 15. McKaylin Porter has 10, and Richards has 12. Montigny 1 basket away from joining them in that category. But it's been Lengel and Montigny dominating in the glass, have a combined 23 rebounds between them. Have really just opened up opportunities for the Eagles.
Got a substitution here now. See who comes off. It looks like Lauren Cook's going to come off for Sophia McVicker in the last minute of this senior day game. And what a performance put on by the Eagles today.
Just they came, they saw, and they've really delivered on this senior day. As the Eagles turn the ball over, it goes back to the Beavers.
Now the Eagles still have several more games after this, but only one more home game. I believe that's next week versus Thomas College. And that'll be a huge one, another in-conference opponent that they've got to take down. And Sam, I could realistically see this team hosting the playoffs and making a deep run. The way that Kissy Walker has built this team this year, they started out rough, but they made the adjustments mid-season, and they are a powerful squad now.
And of course, they have to compete with the Mariners and Maritime Academy, who are 14-3 on the year and 8-0 in conference play. Definitely a team that they'll need to watch out for, but I can imagine how fun that game's going to be when those 2 teams match up again. Richards gets it back off the loose ball. Lengel tries to go at Poli, floats it up, and nearly got it to go, but a foul. Lengel with a chance to add to her exceptional day once again. Her rebound on the other end of the floor put her at 13 for the game. As Hannah Richards takes a seat and gets an ovation from the Eagles faithful here. 12 points, 4 of 12 from the field, 3 of 5 from downtown, 1 of 2 from 3, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists, and a steal. Hannah Richards showcasing why she is such an important player for this Eagles team. And this game once again is shown as the Eagles have scored 24 points from the reserve players on the bench. Goes to show just how deep this team is.
Again, we talked about their chemistry and the trust that Coach Kissy Walker has in these players. She's willing to put any 5 of them out there at one time and expect the results that they are getting. So this team is built deep, and again, that's why I think they have such a good chance in the playoffs to make a run and keep up with MMA.
As Lengel gets 2 offensive rebounds in a row but can't get it to go. With 10 seconds left, that is going to very well do it as the Beavers continue to push the pace. Mackey trying to get one last shot up. Poli the rebound, and that's going to do it. The Eagles of Husson University on senior day come away with a big 61-49 win over the Beavers of Farmington in conference play and Max. Again, credit to the Beavers for not giving up and showing physicality all throughout the game. But the Eagles defense, once again, paying off in a big-time way.
I think when they start early on with that aggressive defense, it allows them to build a lead up offensively. And teams are going to struggle with that. And again, I think that also adds to the argument about when we get down to playoffs, how are teams going to defend this Eagles squad? How are they going to play against the Eagles defense? That is going to be on the top of the mind for a lot of these teams, including the 1-seed MMA.
Yeah, I mean, if the Eagles continue to play with this amount of pace and velocity for the rest of the season, they're going to be borderline unstoppable going into the playoffs, as we've seen some gutsy wins, but a very impressive one today. As that's going to do it for us for right now, as we'll be right back in about 15 minutes for the men's action of this game. For Max Sturm, I'm Sim Miller saying thank you for watching. This has been the Husson Eagles Sports Network. We'll be right back.